show you a little bit about Google Docs and what I was talking about in the class, because I think it's a really handy program we could use. Here, if you want to go to Docs, you just go to google.com/docs. Once you're here, you'll have to click on Get a Google Account. To create an account, use your email address from ECU, because that's the one I've set up rights on, and then you just type in a password and whatnot, and you'll be able to log in. So once you've got that password set up, if you just sign in, it'll go straight into Google Docs. Now I'm working on some other projects in the course. I'm working on this for Management 3352, but I set up this document for Management 4242 paper. So when you log in, you should see that file, me with 3 collaborators, and that's the 3 of you guys. So I'll click on this, and you'll see it's going to look a lot like the same setup that you got for Word, the older version of Word that most people liked. But anyway, so once you're in, you see that this looks a lot like the paper that everybody is used to. Okay, and you're able to come in here and set up just like you do with Microsoft Word, kind of like the old version of Word. But regardless, everybody can come in here and type their paper. And if I'm in here, and let's say I want to edit something, and I say, you know, this is my part of the paper. The advantage is whenever anybody logs in, they'll see exactly where the paper is and what everybody else has written. If 2 people log in at one time, they're going to see what the other person's doing too, even though it doesn't interfere. You got several of the same things you got in Word. You can change your styles if you use heading 1, 2, and 3, which works really well for a table of contents. You also got bullets, numbers, indent, spell checker. You can change the color of your text or the background color, bold, italic, underline. It all works pretty much the same. You can also insert a table. So you want to put a table in there. You can put that in, and there's your table if you're doing your financial analysis. Anyway, they'll only if we use this, there'll only be one version of the paper, and everybody will have the most recent version every time they log in. Another advantage is, since it's saved at Google, we don't have to worry about losing a copy of the paper. I mean, it's always here. And also, if I go here and I say let's save this paper, just like I've got it now. Okay, I can go here to File and look at revision history. So if somebody comes in and messes the whole document up, well, that's no problem. We'll just go back to the revision, because every time it's saved, it saves the old revision. I mean, you might have 400 revisions on there by the time we finish, but we've always got that revision to revert back to. The one thing we lose, though, is the ability to do that citation thing that I was talking about in the chat room. So I mean, that's pretty much it with Google Docs. If you're interested in using that, I think it would work well for this paper. I mean, I kind of like the idea of being able to see progress and everybody being able to see what everybody else is doing. And you know, if some part's not getting done, somebody can give the other person a call and say, hey, you know, why hadn't you posted anything else up there? So we've always got some idea of what's going on. And to me, it works a little better than the file exchange, because you can have so many different documents out there that it's hard to know which one is the most recent, or which one somebody else has added to. So anyway, that's pretty much it for that. If you want to see, I want to show you the reference thing too. So if you're familiar with the reference, that's cool. You don't have to watch the rest of it or whatever. But the one thing I love about Microsoft Word is this tab right here, the References tab. You got a Manage Sources thing, and you can see from papers I've written in the past that I've got a lot of different sources that I've put in. And so let's say I want to do, like, this is the financial report I use for Darden, so I'll put it in my current list. These are the lists that I'm using for this particular document. And let's just pick like 4 of them. Okay, and then I'll say, okay, that's good. So now the benefit becomes when I'm typing something like, and I want to cite, all I've got to do is drop insert citation. Where did it come from? It came from this. Okay, and then that's there. When I get finished, I can go up here and put insert bibliography. Let's say I want to put in a bibliography, and see, that bibliography is done for me. And that's the big advantage of using that citation function in Word. It saves me a lot of time on papers. Now the only thing I've really got to do is come back here and number these things, and then go back and manually change all these to numbers, which probably took me about 10 minutes. Anyway, I thought I'd talk about those two things, and that's the disadvantage to this, to using Google Docs, is that we lose that ability to put in citations, but that's easy enough to go back and fix later on too. Another thing about Google Docs is once you're finished, you can download that back into a doc file or Word file, and it looks just like this. I mean, it's minor format changes that have to be made, but I can handle that. That's not a problem. So just think about that. I mean, that's something we can do if y'all are interested.